Haunui Farm's the home of Ego, a sire who commenced stud duties in New Zealand in 2012. Ego doesn't boast the same racetrack performance and pedigree you see in most commercial stallions in New Zealand, but owners Daniel and Elias Narkley are offering his services to breeders at no cost. I spoke to Daniel to hear more about this interesting offer. Daniel, you raced Ego in partnership with your father Elias. He won 6 races, including the Group 2 Concord Handicap at Ellerslie. Did you always have ambitions to stand him at stud?
Yeah, we did. He had a very international pedigree, being by Dubai, who was a Mr. Prospector horse, a very, very fast Mr. Prospector horse. And what really attracted me was the fact that he was out of a Redute's Choice mare, and he was one of the first yearlings to hit the sales ring out of a Redute's Choice mare. And subsequently you can see that form frank with the likes of Zoo Star and Sacred Falls and other serious horses.
Ego stands here at Haunui Farm for no service fee, 0 fee. How did that relationship start?
Well, I purchased him as a yearling. Jim Marks was raving about him when I asked him to do the inspection, and we've managed to keep him as a colt, which was not easy to do at times with Ego. He's won more than his purchase price back. We've had an awful lot of fun with him, and it's nice to be able to give something back to the breeding industry, and also the benefits of the stallion, once he takes off, will come back to us as owners when we do start charging for him. So the least we can do is extend the horse and get Kiwis breeding their mares.
What sort of pickup have you had from breeders since you announced his 0 fee?
Excellent, really, really good. And the overwhelming feedback has been not that they're sending their mares because he's free, but because they remember the horse as being one of the quickest horses they've seen, and also the fact that he really suits their mares really, really well.
He's by a Mr. Prospector stallion, consistently ranked in the top 10 US sires in Dubai. He's out of a Redute's Choice mare, Buckling. What can breeders relate to in that pedigree?
Well, I think in this neck of the woods, Mr. Prospector just never fails to work. You've got the likes of Feltat, the Straight Strikes, the Indian Wars of the world that have really, really done well over our mares over here. And of course, Redute's Choice as a broodmare sire, I think, is going to be one of the best broodmare sires the world's seen, quite frankly. Ego's the first stallion out of Redute's Choice mare to stand at stud. He'll be joined this season by Zoo Star, and then the following season by Sacred Falls. So he's in very good company there.
He's about to begin his 3rd season in the breeding shed. How much interest has there been since his retirement back in 2012?
No, the interest has been really, really good. He only served half a season in his first year, but got 40 mares, 55 last season, and we're on track for somewhere near the 70-75 mark quite easily, I think, this season through here.
Oldest crop are now yearlings. He's stamping them in the same mould as himself. What attributes in terms of physique and temperament is he passing on?
Butter wouldn't melt in their mouth. They're great-brained horses, really good size, good scope, great muscle. In fact, I had a comment from Arrowfield saying that he's really throwing them towards that Redute's Choice, and there was an awful similarity there.
There's been an immediate response from breeders since his foals hit the ground. What are you expecting from his yearlings when they reach Karaka next January?
Well, they're going to be nice-looking horses. He's a very attractive horse, as you've just seen. Good size, really scopy, magnificent strides when you see them running around the paddock and even at the walk. We've had Peter Williams put his hand up for 2 of them without knowing the breeding or otherwise, wandering around the paddocks, and you couldn't get a better, form franked, I suppose, than a master trainer like Peter.
There's no secret you're a huge fan of the horse, but you're also supporting him through your mares as well.
Yes, we are. We've sent a stakes winner, One Swanston Street, to him again this season. She's gone back from last year as well. But we've actually been out, now that we've seen his yearlings hit the ground, they have really, really impressed me. And so we've been out, I've bought another 5 mares this season, all of which will be going to Ego. And they've given us an awful lot of confidence seeing them running around the paddock.
Daniel, the next few years are going to be very interesting for Ego, especially if his progeny start to kick some goals at the track. If they do, will you reassess the service fee?
We will. He's limited. The free service is limited to 55 this season, which is the same amount he served last year. After that, he's actually at $3,000 for the service, which I think is still good value in any case. But it still allows the breeders to get in early and take advantage of a pretty unique offer, we think, and breed a nice horse. He's only leaving the bays and the browns very much like the Danehill line horse too. So we think he's a horse that you can breed a nice horse to race, or in fact to sell on as well to the Asian market, which is getting more and more dominant in New Zealand.
We wish the Narclays and Haunoi farm all the best with Ego, and we wait with interest to see his first crop of yearlings come through the sale ring at Karaka early next year. With the support of International Animal Health Products, it's time to introduce this week's Pedigree of the Week, Group 1 winning 2-year-old Vespa.
He's more Harley-Davidson than Vespa, but New Zealand's champion 2-year-old of last season showed he had the wheels to scoot to victory in 2 of New Zealand's most prestigious juvenile races. Bred by Valachi dance principal Kevin Hickman, Vespa shone as a 2-year-old, winning 4 of his 6 starts, capped by his win in the $1 million Karaka Million and the Group 1 Diamond Stakes, both at Ellerslie. By Elusive City, who shuttled to Auckland's Haunoi farm, Vespa has become the best performed member of his family, though further back in his pedigree is the Japanese middle distance performer Dark Shadow, whose best performance came when he finished second in the Group 1 Autumn Tenno show at Tokyo. Vespa's dam is fantastic lightmare Miss Avalon, a daughter of Mythical Girl, a winner of the Group 3 Princess Margaret Stakes at Ascot, and a half-sister to Turkish Stakes winner Turuk Makto. Leading sire Influence Gone West features prominently in Vespa's pedigree, both in his sire line and as the dam sire of his grand dam. Vespa became Elusive City's 5th Group 1 winner with his success in the Diamond Stakes. His feats, under the guidance of Otaki trainer John O'Benner, helped Hickman become the 2013-14 season Breeder of the Year, having also bred and raced Group 1 star Silent Achiever. This week's Pedigree of the Week is proudly brought to you by International Animal Health Products.
Well, that wraps up our first episode of the new season of Dunstan Kiwi Bred. Join us next week where we review last month's New Zealand Breeding Awards and introduce a new member of Windsor Park stud stallion lineup, freshman sire Sham Express. I look forward to your company then.